See, in this particular course, we are going to talk about all these particular topics and modules. So first, we are going to talk about generative AI. As I already said, we are going to talk about OpenAI and Azure platforms. There are some open source LLMs are there, and apart from open source LLMs, we are also going to have some sort of LLMs which are the specific to specific the cloud platforms. Example, Cohere platform is there, Bard platform is there. Then you have Meta, the based LLMs are available. So we are going to touch upon all those elements. Then we have we are going to understand the legal and privacy and other concerns. Say, take example, when you generate some specific amount of a source codes, if the code belongs to some person and if it is already copyrighted, so how to identify it? It is not like whatever the generative AI is going to generate, we are going to use it directly. So we have some norms. We have to have some ethical norms, okay, to be used to implement that sort of the coding or image generation or whatever. And we are going to understand all those tips and tricks, and then we are going to generate the contents. Generative AI, how it is going to be used in chatbot applications, how it is going to implement. So these are all the things that what we discuss. So first, how we are going to start. First, the person should come with a basic knowledge of Python. Then we are going to have an introduction to artificial intelligence and machine learning. We are going to understand generative AI
Uh,
techniques.
Vishwanath, are we planning to give an overview of Python for people from other programming backgrounds?
If the people got no knowledge on Python, yes, I can do it. That is not a problem.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I also give you some good amount of pre-created examples from my side, where they can go to my repositories, what I'm going to share with them. They can be well versed. So I can give an overview of Python, what is required for the program. But if you want to have a complete control on that particular the programming aspects, they can refer to my repositories and they can do self-learning also. And whenever they have the questions, I can help them. That is not a problem. Okay, so initially I can give that particular info also, not a problem.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, and apart from that, yeah, we are going to talk about mechanics of generative AI, and we are going to understand the difference between discriminative and the generative models, how it is going to be different from. Then, as I said, we are going to concentrate on textual data, code generation, image generation, audio generation, video generation. So all five parts that we are going to concentrate on. So that's the reason we talk about the text-based content generation. Don't assume that this is a very small module. It's a very massive module because we have to understand so many different types of LLMs, and we are going to have a deep understanding of Hugging Face, Lemma Index, then you have AutoGPT, Midjourney, so many other frameworks. Okay, so in this one, you have as I told you, that LLMs are already prepared, and even if you want, you can contribute your own LLMs to the industry. So even I teach you how to create your own LLM models and how to contribute. Okay, so even that will be a part of the program. So then we'll understand the different types of prompts, because I told you very clearly, if you want to talk to the system, you have to talk only with the help of prompt engineering. So in that case, we have to understand the system's level understanding language. Zero shot, one shot, few shot, all these things. What is tokens? What is max tokens? What is temperature? What is the top P, top K? All these things that we are going to have an understanding with demonstrations. So summarization, the techniques are also available. Say summarization in the sense, if you remember in our school days, we used to do that. We used to get a big paragraph of information and we used to ask questions. And they used to say whatever the story that you read in the form of a paragraph. Do you have any summary for that particular the paragraphs? So you want to summarize in a two statements, three statements, all these things you can do it with the help of generative AI in a very fast manner. Assume that you have a audio of your meeting and you want to make a meeting minutes. So just ask generative AI by passing that audio file, system creates a textual summarization for it. So how to do all those things that we are going to discuss in the prompt engineering. And then apart from that, if you are trying to talk about some frameworks, as I said, OpenAI is a framework, Azure OpenAI is a framework, then you have a Bard is a framework, then Cohere is a framework. So there are so many frameworks available in the market. So how to use all of them? So what is a mechanism of registrations and how to use them? All these things it will be taught, not only Azure. So I'll also teach you other open source environments also. So here you can see the Falcon is from Google. Okay, Meta Lemma 2 is from Meta company. Then you have OpenAI, you have Hugging Face. There are so many the LLMs are there. So we're going to understand all of them. So then apart from that, LangChain is available. So I think I'll put it in a simple statement to understand LangChain. If you remember, if you're any guys are there in Java platform, I'll give a small comparison. See, people used to write a Java code. They used to write servlets, JSPs. They used to write EJB components, all these things. But to simplify all those things, what people did, they created a Spring framework. Spring framework work on top of Java platform, and you have a Spring Boot available, which leverages all the things, and it can stipulate everything by using its own frameworks. So similarly, you have machine learning model, deep learning models. There are a lot of LLMs are there. So one person uses OpenAI, one person uses Bard, third person uses some other technology, but there should be some cutoff required and some framework required which can leverage all these things, and you should have a common way of writing the applications. That is called as a LangChain. LangChain is like it is a sequential approach that what you follow, okay, to implement these sort of a machine learning and deep learning code, which are created in the form of LLMs, and how to use a generative AI in a proper format. So there is no need for you to write a specific coding as per the units. So instead of that, you can use a LangChain. So LangChain concept looks very similar to the blockchain technology, because the block of the contents, if you make it as a chain, which is a immutable one, it is called as blockchain. But in a LangChain, you have a the language LLM models are available. They are going to be placed in the chain way of approach. That is a multiple LLMs can be there. Like a first LLM, you can use OpenAI. Second LLM, you can use Bard. Third LLM, you can use Cohere. But still, it can work in a single application. So such type of interoperability can be achieved with the help of LangChain. Okay, so all those things that it is going to be taught in a module number 6, very exhaustive practicals will be there in this place. And we are going to use lemma index. Lemma index in the sense, say take example, as I told you, system doesn't know English, system doesn't know anything. But there is something called as there is some particular the framework called the AYA framework available, which can convert any type of a language to any other language. Like example, I want to ask in English, system should give me a reply in German. So all these things system knows, but how he will know? So there should be faster way of converting the data from English to German. So there should be some mapping should be there. Where is that mapping? That mapping will be there in the databases called as a vector databases. But vector databases will have thousands and lakhs or crores of tokens will be there. But how system will identify? That's the reason we have lemma index. So we will do indexing in that NoSQL database, and we'll do the mapping. Oh, if this word is in English, this is a word which is supposed to be used in 158 languages. So that indexing will be done and you are eligible to use them. So how it is going to be used, how you are going to use a vector database like a Quadrant database or a Pinecone database. Okay, so how to use them, all these things is taught in this particular module number 6. So that's what I said. You have a vector databases. We are going to work on this Pinecone, Phase, the ChromaDB, then Quadrant database. So many databases are there. I'm going to address at least 5 to 6 databases in the demo itself, but it is going to be same for the other models also. So then apart from that, we are also going to talk about GitHub Copilot. This is, as I already said, GitHub Copilot is very dynamic. The reason is this GitHub Copilot can help the developers to write a faster programming. So you are eligible to write a huge amount of code within a few minutes. So that capability is there with the help of a GitHub Copilot. So how it can be used? How can you write a different types of a prompt generations to generate a code? And there are 3 types of messages that you can pass to the GitHub Copilot. So how to use all those things that is going to be discussed in this particular chapter. Okay, and then apart from that, we are also going to see how to build a dynamic applications. We are going to create a projects at this level. So what is this project is, see up to this level, you will understand how to use all these particular technologies, but somewhere we have to mix them together. We have to give them from front end, which can interact with the generative AI technology. That's where the complete building of an application will be concentrated in the module number 7. Then apart from that one, as I told you, everything is auto-generated, everything is going to be taken from the different databases. There can be a chance where there is a problem can happen because of copyrights. So how to reduce it? So if you want to reduce it, you have to understand legal terms, how to implement it. That becomes a responsible AI because it's not like a normal generative way of AI. It should be responsible enough to deal with it. Okay, that is called the responsible AI, and we can build our dynamic applications like this. We can use all these frameworks together to work on. Okay, so that's where we are going to build a huge applications. We are going to build applications on normal prompts, the image generation, code generation. Then apart from that, we can have a video generations also. Okay, so all those things, it is going to be mixed together as a huge project. Okay. So then apart from that one, we are also going to have some specific amount of a guidelines, fine tuning techniques. What are the limitations with respect to the token? What are the different types of subscriptions that you have to concentrate on or ask your companies to work on? So all those knowledge of solution architectures are how to implement generative AI, where there are services that what are the services that you have to subscribe with, all these things it is going to be taught. Okay. So this is about the contents that what we are going to discuss. So we're going to start from scratch and it is going to take you up to the deployment level. So that means we will have a understanding of all type of LLM frameworks. It is not going to concentrate only on a Microsoft platform or a Google platform or a AWS platform. We are going to have a touch with all those elements of where you can write any type of a project. So you should be geared up in such a way that you should be able to cater any type of generative AI applications on any platform as per your business requirement. So this is a content what we planned in this masterclass. Okay, so this is going to help you out from scratch up to the end of the story where you can go for a huge deployment, and even whatever knowledge that you have, you can also use it with respect to the generative AI. Okay, so you can leverage the generative AI even in the projects that what you are already using. So even the legacy projects can also take a help of generative AI. So even those particular parts are also addressed in the course. Okay, so this is about the introduction to the specific modules that what we are going to work on.
Yeah, thanks, Vishwanath, for the wonderful explanation that you're given. And at least, so if you have any queries about the topics that will be covered, please